WinesCameliaGardens.net or in the paper for a huge list of inflation-busting deals this week at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala. And don't miss this year's fabulous Camellia Show Spectacular. We'll see you this week at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens.
You're having another great day and you have good taste tuning into WOCA The Source with Ocala Talks and Tom Schmitz. Well, 1 out of 2 isn't bad.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks as we wrap up this Tuesday edition of Ocala Talks. Got to go get my Cadillac after I get done with here. Brake job today, Sunrise Auto. Had to get a brake job done today. It's one of those expensive things you got to do, But every now and then you got to do it. Couple quick stories. One is there's a new poll out, and it shows that Governor Ron DeSantis here in Florida leads his potential Democratic challengers by a bunch. His approval rating right now is at 53%. Among the 3 Democrats that are vying to take his job, Congressman Charlie Crist has the most support in the Democratic primary. According to the Mason-Dixon poll, it said 48% of Florida Democrats back Crist, 27% back Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Fried, and 26% support State Senator Annette Taddeo. A significant number of Democrats are undecided. Survey indicates that each of the Democrats currently running for the governor would struggle against DeSantis. DeSantis leads Crist in a head-to-head matchup, 51-43. Fried trails DeSantis by 11 percentage points, and Taddeo trails by 16 percentage points. The Mason-Dixon polling memo says DeSantis has a decent cushion over all his Democratic rivals right now. DeSantis' job performance is viewed favorably by 60% of male voters, 61% of white voters, and 56% of voters aged 65 and older. Half of Hispanic voters also approve of the governor's job performance, which is noteworthy because this is a state with a large Hispanic contingent. He leads Crist in head-to-head. I already told you that. He leads him head-to-head 51-43, but it looks like Charlie Crist is going to be his toughest competition, and he's 8 percentage points ahead, if you believe polls. You got to take polls with a grain of salt, but if you believe polls, then Governor DeSantis is in the catbird seat right now for his reelection. The Tuscaloosa Police Department, they got to the courthouse yesterday about 8 o'clock in the morning after 2 employees called about an unknown package at the front of the building. They blocked off the street, set up a perimeter around the courthouse. The department's hazardous device unit came in. They didn't want to take any chances. The investigation revealed that the boxes contained a delivery order from Taco Bell. Somebody in the courthouse had ordered breakfast from Taco Bell to be delivered by one of the Uber Eats or something. They always set it out front and they come get it. Well, somebody called it in the suspicious boxes. So yesterday, they blocked off the entire area around the courthouse for over an hour and a half. Brought in the bomb squad and everything to realize that they were freaking out over tacos. And I know you got to take everything serious. I know that you have to really go, in this day and age, you never know what's going to be an explosive, what's not going to be explosive. But, boy, you had a taco meat on your face when you opened those, didn't you? First off, I've never had the breakfast from there. It's not a place that I would think is breakfast material. But somebody did, and they had it dropped off at the courthouse and caused a big snafu at the Tuscaloosa courthouse. I mean, imagine that. There's 2 boxes. We don't want to go near them. Let's block off. I mean, don't the boxes say Taco Bell? Could you infer, because they're flimsy boxes. Have you ever seen Taco Bell box? It's not like a real sturdy box that you'd put a lot of faith in carrying a bomb in. I wouldn't think. But, yeah, they blocked the entire area of the Tuscaloosa courthouse off yesterday because there were 2 suspicious packages. It was Taco Bell breakfast. But, hey, better safe than sorry. Let's give you some birthdays for today. Got a few birthdays today. Jane Seymour. She's 71 today. Lynn Whitfield from Medea's Family Reunion is 69 today. The man who created The Simpsons, Matt Groening, he is 68 today. Omarosa Manigault, remember her? She was on The Apprentice and then was on Trump's White House staff for a brief period. She is 48 today. And Amber Riley from Glee and Dancing with the Stars. She was a winner of Dancing with the Stars. She turned 36 today. Real quick, a government survey found more people are being told by their doctors to get more exercise. Is that really newsworthy? I think every doctor would tell you to get more exercise, wouldn't they? Unless you're like one of these CrossFit, just somebody does CrossFit or something, 7 hours a day, 8 hours a day. I think we could all exercise more. And finally, my tweet of the week. My tweet of the week comes from @Jenny for Ashley. That's right. Tweet of the week comes from @Jenny for Ashley. The tweet says, "My daughter loves all the toys she sees in commercials. So, of course, have to tell her they don't exist in real life, just on TV." That's a parent that gets it. That's a parent that got the assignment right there. Tweet of the week comes from Jenny for Ashley. "My daughter loves all the toys she sees in commercials. So, of course, I've told her they don't exist in real life. They're just on the television." I mean, just openly lying to your child like that. No, that toy's not real. It's just for TV. But it's Spider-Man. No, not that Spider-Man. That Spider-Man doesn't exist. It's just for TV. But it's a big wheel. No, big wheels don't exist. They're just for TV. But it's a bicycle. Bicycles don't exist. It's just for TV. That'd be a hard selling point, I would think, to try to sell that to your child. I mean, unless your child was just really dumb. I think it would be a hard selling point. No, those are fake. Those are only for television. That is my tweet of the week. Hey, I want to thank all of you for listening today. Thank Galen Unall. Galen Unall was here for the first hour. We talked exclusively about movies and the passing of Ivan Reitman, the man who created Animal House. He created Meatballs. He created Stripes, Ghostbusters. He did Junior. He did Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Just a very, very good director, and he passed away over the weekend, and Galen and I talked quite exclusively about movies, and I'd like to thank Galen for being here. Tomorrow, it's a Wednesday, hump day. Join us right back here on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA The Source. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye, all.
This is WOCA AM, W242 CAFM, Ocala, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
As the John Durham investigation continues to uncover illegal activities against members of Hillary Clinton's failed 2016 presidential campaign, more people than being reported are starting to cooperate with Mr. Durham's investigation. Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton on Fox News says Hillary Clinton has become the focus.
It was her campaign who paid for this. There are tweets out there, in my view, that are criminal evidence showing that she was pushing this fake information about President Trump. And, you know, the question for the Clinton people is just how many dossiers did they have against Trump?
Now that Chicago alderman Patrick Daley Thompson has been convicted of federal tax charges, it falls to Mayor Lori Lightfoot to name a successor. Mayor Lori Lightfoot now has 60 days to find a replacement for a term that ends in 2023. Thanks for listening. It's well appreciated. We are USA Radio News.
Water. It's essential to life, but it's also something that so many of us here in America take for granted. Imagine how different your life would be without access to clean water in your home. What if you had to walk to the nearest creek, stream, lake, or pond to get water? Suddenly, going to work and school wouldn't be an option because you and your children would have to spend your days collecting water. This is the day-to-day reality of most families living in the world's poorest countries. But what if I told you that you can change that reality for just pennies a day? Through our water projects, Food for the Poor is working to meet the need for water in 17 impoverished countries. But it won't happen without you. Incredibly, it only takes $15 to provide a child access to clean water for life. $15, decades and decades of access to water for a child. Give the life-changing gift of water now. Just text USA Radio to 91999. Text USA Radio, all one word, to 91999.
President Trump addresses the European crisis on Fox News and says our leadership has emboldened Russia over Ukraine and soon China over Taiwan.
And they watched the most incompetent withdrawal in the history of probably any army, let alone just us. They saw that, and President Xi and President Putin, watch what happens with China versus but with Taiwan. But they watched that and they said, what's going on? They don't know what they're doing. And all of a sudden, I think they got a lot more ambitious. I think Putin really wanted to negotiate for a period of time. I think when he watched